Howdy, tractor fans only. This isn't my usual fare. I'm going to show off my 4 tractors here I have on the premises, and then in another video, or in addition to this video, in a few weeks I will add 2 other half tractors that I own. That is 2 partnerships, 50% partnerships in tractor, but they're not on these premises. So take a look what I got in my big garage. I've got 2 Minneapolis Molines. I got quite a glare there. And a John Deere B. Now I'm going to pull out 2 of these. See if I can cut that glare down. This old Moline U runs great, but it has a flat tire. I've had a flat tire for a year. See, that one side is jacked up. I'm looking for a tire. Okay. There's the Jetstar. So to start with, I'm going to pull the John Deere B outside, and you can see it running at least. It's so terribly bright and sunny out that I put it in the shade. I hope it shows up. This is a 1951 B, and take a good look at it because it's for sale. You will never see it again. This is one of the later models, so the battery is under the seat, not in the hood. It has a roll-o-matic front end. This was about the last year that they made the B before they went to the 50, the Model 50. Electric start, thank goodness. I've had too many of the ones with the Armstrong starter. So if you like the 2-cylinder Johnny Poppers, this is kind of a nice one. This is probably the model that they sold the most of, or not probably, it is the model that was they sold the most of, more than the A, because this was the 2-plow tractor, and it was more affordable, and all that they needed on the smaller farms during that era. This is my favorite tractor. It's a 1961 Minneapolis Moline Jetstar. And it's painted Dyna Brown, and that's the color they used for just about 2 years, and then they went back to the regular yellow that they used, like the wheels. And this is a 5-speed transmission, power steering, and it's got the torque on it, Amplitorque, which makes it so nice. This is the one that I take on tractor rides. Starts every time, 4-cylinder, runs as smooth as a Rolex. Does have a 3-point hitch. A nice machine. This was often sold with a loader as a utility tractor. They sold it on a narrow front end too. It would pull 3-bottom plow in light soil, I believe, but more or less a 2-plow. It's about 35 horsepower. That Amplitorque transmission changes really the 5-speed into a 10-speed, so it's really nice. And 2 speeds in reverse for that matter, not that I need them. See how smoothly it runs? This is a 1951 Moline Model U with a narrow front end. It'll pull 3-bottom plow. You sit real low on this, and the later ones, they called it a UB, you sat up higher. But this is an awesome machine. I just love it, but I need a tire. I like riding it. I wouldn't want to take it in a tractor ride, because it's got the hand clutch and all of that. It's pretty much of an antique, but it's a neat tractor. And they made these in propane. This is gasoline. And there was a diesel too, I believe, but probably not too many of them that were made. I'm going to start this up now, and it hasn't been run in a couple of months, or even started in a couple of months, but you'll be amazed at how quickly it starts. It's just, again, a bulletproof tractor. It has 4 cylinders. Jordan just showed up. Say hi, Jordan.
Hi.
You know, he lives right next door here. When he hears this mighty ewe snort, that wakes him out of a slumber. So he had to come over and see this, what I was doing. And this thing has been converted at some time to a 12 volt, so there's an alternator on it, but I do have the original generator over there if I ever want to put it back on. Has a pretty good size belt pulley and a pretty bad tire. And it's about the only tractor I have where the lights work. Take your hand off the light, Jordan. See it? Now we're going to take a look at the Ford tractor. That's the last one I have on the premises. I'm in my old garage now, so packed between the barbecue grill and my foundry bench and my foundry furnace resides my Ford 8N tractor, a 1952 model. The last year they made them before they came out with the Golden Jubilee. So give me a few minutes to get this thing out of here. It'll start right up too, by the way, even though it hadn't been running a month. Jordan likes to drive this, so we might give you a little exhibition. I had to laugh when I moved this tractor out. You know, these old tractors, and that Ford isn't a real long tractor, but you need 10 foot of cardboard minimum because it leaks from one end to the other. And I have no intentions of fixing them either. One end to the other. You know, even a refrigerator box isn't going to be long enough. Possibly the carton that a casket came in might do the job. If you use the flaps also. I like this old tractor. It runs like a Singer sewing machine. It is running right now. I got a carry-all on the back end of it there. I used to haul kids around and other things. Got the bumper on the front. Now do not confuse the 8N with the 9N or the 2N. The 9N was made in 1939 up to 42, and then the 42 during the war years and up to 1948. And then they came out with this 8N, and they made that for 4 or 5 years until they came out with the overhead valve and much improved with live hydraulics Golden Jubilee. You know, if you ever watched the old Lassie series with Tommy Reddick and June Lockhart, I think she was in it, and Gramps. Remember Gramps? But they always had a tractor sitting there. It was 8N. But I was disappointed because they never used it, but now I realize why they didn't use it, because they were on a sound stage. They couldn't run the engine indoors, but I had to be a 70-year-old man to realize that. The 4-cylinder engine in the Ford tractors had many of the parts in common with the Mercury V8. It was kind of a half of a V8, only straight up. It was a different block casting, but I think the pistons and you know, many of the parts were interchangeable. And you can still get parts for these. There are probably more of these 8N tractors around than any other single model of probably any tractor, because most, unless they were in a fire or some way destroyed, you know, they're around, or at least reincarnated as parts tractors. Here comes Jordan on the 8N. Now Jordan he's 13 years old, and he did a complete safety sheet on cardboard for me last year before I let him get on this. And we talked about safety over and over and over. Kind of a sensitive clutch. He's not quite used to that yet. Brand new brake job on that thing last winter. I live on the edge of town, and my daughter lives right next door to me, so between the two of us we have the equivalent of 4 big city lots that are contiguous, and this is just great for the children, and we're not trespassing. That thing doesn't make any noise, less noise than a lawnmower, and boy does he like driving that thing. I've taken this to several shows. I don't exhibit it. It's not that kind of well, I do exhibit it. I do not put it in any kind of contest. See that carry-all on the back end? And I drive this to a tractor show about the distance of 45 miles. Takes me 2.5 hours. But it's fun if it's not too hot. I do have a buggy top for it that I use. That dog. Hey, Hunter, you need a haircut, you know. Okay, that's enough of the 8N. Now, the next little part will be a week or two off, but it'll all be one, so it'll seem like there's no delay here. But I will continue this with 2 more tractors and probably show you a bunch more Molines while I'm up in that other city or that farm. So I'll see you then. I hope you like this with the tractors. But it's not my usual fare, and it has nothing to do with machine shop.